This is for a title.
Yes.
You know, tell us a little bit about this, though. What about the fighters should the crowd know?
Ben Horton, I believe. Let me check his record. You talk and I'll check his record.
All right, well, I will talk. So we got Ben Horton and Buckley coming up in the welterweight bout. And then after that, we got Coleman and Gordon in the lightweight title fight.
That's going to be a good
fight. And then
fight.
Martinez, like I said, and Sethi in the bantamweight title. Now, if I'm mispronouncing names, I apologize. And then we got Skortsov versus Disonel in the featherweight title fight, which is the main event. And both those fighters, one's 6-1, the other's 7-2. So a big fight between the two of them. One's coming from Canada,
Yes.
and the other's a local in this area. And we're at the Armory here in Albany, New York. This is Cage Wars 34, ladies and gentlemen, and this is flowcombat.com. If you want to interact with us like we've been talking about throughout the broadcast, tweet us, please. Tweet us.
Ed Kinner, that's Ben Horton's record. He's 3-4 on the ABC website. His last fight was September 15th of this year against Nolan Brandt. And he lost that bout. Looks like he's had some battles with some, a little mixture, some prolific strikers, some great ground guys.
But don't let that 3-4 record fool anyone.
No, I mean
this is amateur. Anything can happen.
Look at him. Look at his physique.
Yeah, he's in phenomenal shape. His physique is, this is welterweight. He's 170 and he's ripped.
Yeah, he's big. He's a big 170.
And he's got arms the size of Schwarzenegger.
I think his arms are bigger than my forehead, and I got a big forehead.
Yes, you do. So, ladies and gentlemen, like we said, Buckley's now entering the cage. Horton's already in there. I know there was 2 fighters on this fight card from Canada, and I wonder if Tim Hortons is related to Benjamin Horton over here. So Chris Buckley's being introduced. So far, fight of the night. What would you say?
Girls fight.
Girl fight between Alexander Ballou and Tiffany Ethington.
I was during the intermission. I was out front talking with a couple people, and both the girls came up to me, and I was just like, still my favorite fight of the night.
They went at it, those 2 women, and the power between the 2 of them was impressive. That spinning back fist, I'm still, Tiffany didn't win, but that spinning back fist was phenomenal. The distance and the range that she covered was impressive because
she was able to close in fast.
Yeah, because Alexander Ballou is a tall, lanky fighter and had the reach on her, and she closed that distance drastically with that spinning back fist, and maybe that's what she had to do to get in there. Unfortunately, she didn't get the win. Took a bloody nose home with her, and a loss in the L column. So, ladies and gentlemen, here comes
Chris Buckley is also
Chris
3-1.
Buckley. Chris Buckley. So both fighters are one's 3-1, one's 3-4. But like we said, don't let that fool you. The experience of 7 fights is a lot in amateur MMA. So what gym's
Gracie Bear School?
Crazy Bear School?
Gracie
Bear. Okay. I thought you said Crazy Bear. I'm like, I like the name of that. And right behind us, Ed, you want to mention briefly? We have the state assemblyman behind us.
Sitting next to us, we have Angelo Santabarbera. He's one of the New York State legislators. He was actually one of the co-authors for the combat sports bill that was passed, through the legislation, the state assembly and the state senate in September of last year. He has become an avid combat sports fan. Actually, he's been a fixture at a lot of local events here in New York.
Yeah, that's phenomenal that you have in the local government elected officials, local state government officials coming in and supporting local events like this. Like we were talking off the air right before this, and he was mentioning how he made the mention of how much economic revenue MMA fights can bring to New York. And I'm sure they saw it when UFC came and Bellator came, and I'm sure that they're seeing it with these little events.
Well, I mean, a lot of it goes into it. I mean, people come, like these fighters, they come from out of town. You've got hotel rooms.
I'm coming from out of town. I'm from Long Island.
Hotel rooms in the state of New York pay a local tax. They pay a state tax. It generates revenue.
Yeah.
People want to eat while they're here. they shop while they're here. It all generates revenue for local communities.
Most definitely. As ring announcer Tom Kilkenny is introducing the two fighters who are competing for this welterweight title fight. And I'm excited for this fight. Let me tell you, eye test, Horton is a beast.
Yeah,
Horton is a big dude.
I've seen Ben Horton's fought a couple times under the USMTA banner. Definitely a decent fighter.
But don't let that fool you, because my first fight ever seen at an MMA fight was Smiling Sam, and he
Uncle
didn't.
Sam. Speaking of Sam's, Uncle Sam on
he's
his back.
got Uncle. That's pretty sweet. I wonder if he's a veteran of the United States military with Uncle Sam tattooed on your back.
Here we go. Let's get ready to go.
Here we are, touch gloves at the center ring. A little level changing early.
Quick level changes, too.
That's Buckley in the blue and Horton in the red. 2:45 left in the first round. And a leg kick from Horton on the outside.
They're sizing each other up.
Yeah, and there's some strikes right there. Yeah,
quick, too. He's quick.
These two guys are experienced. One's 3-1, the other's 3-4. So that between the two of them, there's a good number of bouts.
Now, mind you, those are recorded bouts.
Yes.
A lot of amateur fighters. Oh, he rocked him with that right.
You were saying that a lot of fighters before the
had fights that weren't recorded.
Yes, before MMA was legal in New York.
Looks like Ben Horton might be rocked a little bit there.
For those who don't know, there was a loophole in the law. Amateur was allowed.
Oh, threw him off.
Buckley's showing something as he's dropping some bombs on him.
Hammer fist on there. Trying
Takes
to get
the
that back. Yep, trying to get that rear naked up. Trying to set it up. Full mount.
Ooh, big hit.
That was kind of a weird full mount. He was still on his side.
Yeah, he kind of, his hips are riding him well. Good control. Buckley's showing us something. Now he's going to take his back. That might be the worst position to roll into.
Yeah, he should not have rolled like that.
It's Horton struggling to cover himself.
Now, also with Alexius Phoenix as the referee, you see how he's kind of like barely protecting himself.
He'll warn him.
Hits. He'll warn him and tell him to be active, and if the fighter doesn't become active, he will step in and stop that fight.
Those are powerful shots by Buckley coming down. Big hammer fist on the side of the head of Horton.
I don't see this going much longer.
No, Horton's struggling to protect himself, and we're still in the first round.
Yep, I don't see it.
54 seconds left in this round.
Told you.
And it's already over.
Told you.
Alexius Phoenix calls a stop to this fight after Benjamin Horton struggled to protect himself as he was being mounted by Chris Buckley. Buckley just won the first title of the fight.
Yeah.
First title fight of the night.
He takes a knee.
And you can see Buckley looks a little emotional right now after his big title fight win. Right?
He looks like he's more worried about his opponent than anything.
I don't know if these two individuals know each other. But yeah, he's first one to clap when he gets up. But hey, like I said, don't let the eye test fool you. I was saying too at the top of this announcement of this bout, my first fight I ever saw live was Smiling Sam in the UFC. Fighting, how he's not like a real built guy.
No.
But he's fighting someone who's like 3 times the size of Horton over here.
And you see how.
Smiling Sam, he's a knockout artist. Somehow knocks out that guy. It was a crazy fight, but
I'll be interested to see how many suspensions we end up with after tonight.
Yeah, I'm curious. Explain that a little bit for the fans, because third-party sanctioning body for the New York State Athletic Commission, they can award suspensions to fighters who suffer concussions, injuries, or anything else.
Knockouts are automatic 90-day suspension.
Okay.
TKOs are 30 to 60, depending on the doctor's discretion. TKO suspensions can be overturned. Go see your primary care physician.
You do come with a doctor's note.
Yeah, essentially you're going to school with a doctor's note. You turn that back in. It gets sent to to the doctor that suspended them. Doctor looks at everything, says yes or no, and then the USMTA forwards that to the State Athletic Commission that releases the suspension.
As we wait upon the official announcement from ring announcer Tom Kilkenny.
Looks like Brandon was getting some coaching from Duff Holmes over there.
Buckley's really saying is the ring announcer's interviewing Chris Buckley, the winner of the welterweight title. Right now we're waiting for the official decision.
I gotta talk with that doctor. Sorry, I was even though I'm commentating tonight.
You're technically off of work.
Yes, but
as you're commentating with me, but you know work never ends, as we all know.
No, so speaking with our USMTA officials, Bruce Bowen about suspension. We were just talking about the suspension too. So it's you know, they're bringing the belt in right now.
And here comes the president of the Cage Wars, Tim Rankin, awarding the belt around Chris Buckley.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what they gave. We were just talking about it.
As the official announcement coming right now.
Those belts don't look too bad.
No, they're a beautiful looking belt. It's 2 minutes and 9 seconds into the first round of this welterweight title fight, and Chris Buckley hammers Benjamin Horton into to a TKO. So a big win for Buckley. Impressive.
I did not think it was going to go that way.
No, you know, the eye test would never have told you that, but you know, great fight, great win. You know, I hate to sound like this, but you know, you can see he's a tough guy, great fighter inside the cage, but you look at him and you're off on the street, you're not gonna be like, hey, this guy is a fighter. And that's what I love about this sport. Anyone can do this. You just need the heart and the will and the determination to get in there and train.
You need the will to want to do it. You need good trainers, good teams, good coaches.